a red dot. Welcome back to 330 to go, Akron's hottest and fastest growing show. It's Hank Forrester coming to you live from parts unknown in Medina, Ohio right now. And happy Victory Friday. I know it feels tainted right now after what happened at the end of that ball game. But please try and enjoy your victory weekend because we just beat the Steelers. Yay. All right. So, folks, thanks for tuning in right now. I am here with Brett and Carly. Hi.
Hi, everybody.
All right. So, we're at, it's Ravine's Edge Maple Farm. Correct. All right. So, we're at Ravine's Edge Maple Farm, and we're going to find out today about maple syrup. And again, it's something that I love doing these stories. They're a business that's located right here in Medina. I have no knowledge of anything to do with maple anything. All right. So this is going to be very interesting for me and educational. All right. So right now, hi guys, thanks for having me over. I appreciate it. So tell us your story. I always ask, my first question always is, I usually will say, tell me your Akron story, but obviously you're in Medina. So did you guys, give us your, you guys grew up in the area. Tell us about you.
Yeah, so I'm originally from Brunswick, and then I moved here to Medina when I was in high school, and then Brett's from
Spencer.
Okay.
So we're local,
okay.
And then we just ended up staying here. We used to live about 5 houses down from here, and Brett came home from the military, was having some hard times just trying to, just get stuff done, and we didn't have a stick in our yard, and he was just looking for stuff to do, and we needed some more space, and so then our old neighbor decided to show us how to syrup from our trees in the back, just small, very small factory, and invited Brett over, and we kind of started from that, and then next step forward, we were getting ready to have our youngest, and
okay.
Brett came into the hospital, and he's like, "Hey, we're moving," and I was like, "Hey, we're not. Like, we're having a baby.
So
I don't want to move."
Were you in labor at the time?
I think we just had her.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's a brand new baby, and he's like, "Hey, guess what?
Here's some
we're
papers.
moving."
Yeah. Sign these a week ago.
That's a fantastic start. Okay. It's not the lens, Dan. It's the glare of the lights, and I'm gonna move it around and stuff. It's so you can see it's as I move the lights. So it's not the lens, Dan. But thanks for tuning in. So yeah, baby, trees, bigger lot. Okay, yes, so you say you move like 5 doors down?
Yes, we moved 5 doors down. He's like, it's an easy move, it's fine, like everything will be fine. So I lost, obviously, and we moved. And then once we started getting settled in, and we decided to start walking the property to see what we had, and we realized that we had all hardwood sugar maples. So we're like, okay, this could be some fun here. And then each year we kind of started tapping a little bit more and a little bit more, and kind of just gradually.
What year was this?
So it was probably two. So we had her in 2009. So 2009. Yeah. 2009.
Okay. By the way, I keep bending over. Who's the star of our show here?
Oh, this is Caesar.
This is Caesar. So hey, here you go. Everybody say this. Everybody say hi to Caesar. There's Caesar. Okay.
Hey, what?
And now you can see my lens is not dirty. That it's just the lights. All right. Let me flip back up. All right, so 2009. Okay. So you start. You said tapping.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So tell us, what is the process of tapping a tree?
So there's a lot of things to tap the tree because it's living. So you have to take that in mind that you can kill it. So if you don't do it right, you need to be respectful to our resources and whatnot. So we usually take trees between 10 inches is the smallest to 24 inches for one tap. Anything over 24 inches in diameter, so diameter left to right. Anything over that, we'll do 2 taps. We don't do 3 taps in our trees. There's been a lot of studies that saying that having 3 taps doesn't really benefit having more sap to come out, so we stop at 2. And then we go out there, we'll try to get out if we're adding to our trees, we'll go out into the summer early fall, kind of mark some trees. We get tapes, and there's a whole bunch of things that you can do, strings and or just memory. He's really good at memory, more so than I. He's like, oh yeah, that's a maple, that's a maple. And I was like, wait, let me see, hold on.
Do you have to kind of like rotating crops? Do you have to not do them year after year, or can they handle it?
You can do it every year. You just got to move the tap hole over a couple inches and up about 6 inches.
Okay.
Because where you put that last tap hole from the prior season, there's a scar in the tree.
Okay.
And that sap's not going to flow through there.
Okay.
As well.
So, is there I'm assuming there's a rhyme or reason as far as where you put the tap? Is it just the convenience of the user, or is there a height, or how do you do that?
Yeah, there's a height. They say you want to go at least 3 feet above. 4 feet is better. But the higher you go, so it depends on if you're just tapping by bagging or if you're tapping for tubing, because tubing is a whole other ball game in syrup. But we'll just stick with backyard tapping. So then every year you would have to tap over and up, or you can come down as long as you're away from those old tap holes.
Can we see? Do you have a tap with you right here?
Yeah.
There's a tap.
So there's a picture of one.
There's the physical one right there. That's it?
That's
Yeah,
it.
that's it.
That's it.
That's all that goes in the
I don't know
tree.
if they could see this or not, but
Okay.
This is
is
hooked. We used to have this hooked to our line.
Okay.
So we just...
Okay. So how?
So you drill a hole.
You drill a hole.
Where's the...
Okay.
Use this drill bit to drill in the hole about 2 inches.
Okay.
And then you take that tap and you just put it in there and you just pound it in.
You just hit it with the rubber mallet.
yeah, you
okay.
want a rubber mallet. You don't want to use a metal mallet or anything, because you can break the tap. You can tap in too far.
So then this hangs like you got the apparatus, or do you hang a bag with this, or this goes to something else?
This was hooked up to our tubing system.
Okay.
But yeah, well,
Here's a bag.
this is the bag.
Wow, it's
I
big.
call these tree pillows.
Tree pillows.
Because when they fill up, they look like a big pillow
Wow.
on a tree.
So, and I told you off camera that I had seen these on the highway. You see the bags hanging as we're driving down the road. I had no idea this is how big they were.
Yeah, well, they come in different sizes.
That's
That's
huge.
like a little bit bigger.
So if you
ones,
can see,
but-
that's about, what, 2 feet, roughly? About 2.5 feet. Big bag, all right? And then hangs on a hook, right?
Yes.
Well, yeah. Well, this corner, see this corner tears off.
Okay,
So you go in through here and put the tap out
okay.
so that it would be hanging on the tap like this.
Gotcha. Oh, I see.
And
I
then
see.
when you need to empty it, you just tip it up and
Pour it into your
pour it into your bucket,
Okay.
and then let it hang back down.
And you said, so when it first comes out, it's more liquidy?
It's
not-
like water.
It's like
just
water.
like water. It's only got about 2% sugar in it at that point.
Okay,
Depending on what tree you have, though. Sugar maples are usually around 2%. If you start getting into the soft maples, they have less sugar content. So it can be anywhere between like 1.5. Some softs can get up to 2% if you have some sweet woods with the soft maples, but
Okay. All right. So then, and then the next, so that you collect all the juice, the syrup,
Right.
and then you bring it here
yes.
to this
We pump it all
facility.
into
Okay.
here.
So I'm going to flip the camera around, and now go ahead and tell us. Now they'll be able to see better too. So tell us what this is over here, and explain to us what happens next, and tell us about the process. What's next?
So this pan, this is the main flue pan. It goes underneath the evaporator over here. I just have it out right now to show what it looks like.
Okay.
And we usually have a big tank sitting up on a rack behind the evaporator.
Okay.
It'll hold like 300 gallons of sap at a time.
Okay.
Because you need roughly 40 gallons of sap to give you 1 gallon of maple syrup.
40 gallons of sap gets you 1 gallon of syrup.
Yes.
And that is with a good hard sugar tree. If you have, like I was saying, the soft maples, you can go all the way up to like 60, maybe even 70 gallons for 1 gallon of syrup.
Okay. So then, when you say evaporator, that's what has to happen then?
Basically, you're evaporating the water out.
And that's what this guy does over here.
Correct.
Okay. So, So this is sitting. Let's visualize the pan over there. All right. So then, where does it go? Like once it, does it just go down and it comes out that?
Yeah, it's all gravity fed. So it gravity feeds. So the tank would come and gravity feed into this line here.
Okay.
And it's a preheater.
Okay.
So it preheats the sap before
I see.
it
Okay.
goes into the evaporator.
Okay.
And once it goes into the evaporator, it boils rapidly in the flue pan.
Okay.
And there's baffles in here.
I see that.
The more surface area you have, the more boiling you can do.
Okay.
And there's a float on here, and that controls the level of sap in your pan. So this thing will allowing more sap in to keep your level correct in the pan, so your sap level won't go too low and burn your pan out.
Gotcha. All right. So now it's reduced and it comes out, and at that point, is it syrup?
It's not syrup yet.
Okay.
So now it's going to flow through, and then there's another float box. It's right here, and this float box will it'll control the level of the sap in the syrup pans.
Okay.
And once it flows through these syrup pans, at this point it's getting pretty close to be syrup. And then I'm watching this gauge at the end here, and once that hits 7 degrees above boiling, water boils at 212.
Okay.
And once syrup hits 219, that's when it's considered to be maple syrup.
Really?
So then there's a valve here I'll open up and let the syrup pour out, and as the sap pushes the syrup out, it'll drop the temperature, and once the temperature goes below 219, I'll close the valve and let it heat back up. And then as I'm watching this valve, it's all wood fired, so I'm throwing wood in this evaporator every 7 minutes. I'll throw a few logs in, keep it a nice constant steady temperature.
So what all right, so then does it come out straight into the syrup bottle at that point?
Well, no. So I collect it in basically like a stainless steel pot.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then after that, we have to filter it.
So then we'll take 2 beans, we'll put it in there, and then it goes through the filter press. This is a DE based filter press, just like a DE, filter in a pool, same thing. So then we have these little papers that go in here that look like this. So these are the papers.
Okay.
So then these go in between like each little plate. These plates come out.
Wow, this is crazy. So I mean, we're on step like 8.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a while. So these one goes on each side of these, and then we go through the whole thing. So then we pump it in here, goes through the press, and then it comes out, and then we'll store it into food grade containers or like a stainless steel bin until we're ready. Or if we're going to be bottling right away, then we take it from this tube and put it into the bottler, and then we make sure we keep it. You have to make sure you bottle syrup between 180 and 200 for it to be considered safe bottling.
It's just like canning.
Yeah, same process as canning. So then we bottle it up and put the labels on, and to you it goes.
All right, so 2 questions. 1, if you had to put a timetable on from tree to bottle, what's a generic thought process? Let's say, okay, today's my day, I'm working on syrup all day, yada, yada, yada. Mm-hmm. Can you get a bottle of syrup made in a day, or is it a week, or is it a couple days? What's the generic thought process, timetable-wise?
This evaporator, we can probably make 20 gallons of syrup a day.
Okay, that gives us an idea. All right, what a labor of love, and what a interesting time-consuming process. Mm-hmm. That was question 1. I can't remember question 2. Oh, I know. How many times have you burned yourself?
A lot.
You know what I mean?
We burned a lot of pans. Not with this one, thankfully, but with our old stuff, we burned a lot. And maple syrup, once you go over 219, it'll volcano,
it'll
like
foam over
like
and just-
super
It'll
fast.
empty your pan.
And then you'll have like
and
big,
it'll burn the bottom of the pan.
That's my point. Like everything you guys are saying, you're all talking 200 degrees here.
Yeah.
All right?
Right.
So it's like everything is hot.
it's a massive burn.
Yeah. So, all right. So that's in here. We're in what would be considered the sugaring room, or what do you
Sugar house.
Yeah,
sugar house? Kind of like breweries have a brew house and a tap house. This is the sugar house.
Right.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to show in the property, or I mean,
We can, if you want to go take
it's-
a walk in the ravine.
it's entirely up to you. Is it you don't have any trees tapped right now, do you?
No, yeah, we don't do that
Okay.
until like late winter.
All right. And then as you mentioned, you said it off cam, but I don't think you said it on here yet. You guys do go to farmers markets locations, okay?
Yeah.
And is there can people buy right now? Are you to sell anything like online or anything like that?
We do have a little online store. We don't have everything that because we make a lot of other stuff. Like we do a lot of body care and candles and soaps and like we do maple jams and maple sugar and maple candies and whatnot. So we take all that kind of stuff to the markets, and we just have a small selected amount of stuff online.
Okay.
But we do farm pickups, scheduled farm pickups, because we are in and out a lot. So if people will call and be like, hey, I want to pick up, a couple bottles of syrup, or he wants gift baskets made for Christmas or whatnot, then we'll get them together and they can just come pick them up here. And then in February, we'll be moving into the new exchange building in Medina, the exchange market. So we'll be full time.
Very nice, very nice. And Brett had some breaking news up there. We got a new addition.
We got the heater.
Yay.
This
It'll be warm
this place
this spring.
this place is actually heated now. So up to this point, you did not have a heater, or just use a space heater, or what?
Yeah, there was no
it's
heater.
cold.
Oh my gosh, everything's 200 degrees anyway. Doesn't matter.
Right. When you're cooking, it stays a little warm
But I have
anyway.
to say, this is way better, because when we first started, we'll show you, because we still have the barrel that we used to cook on. He would be like out here, with a little umbrella, cooking on this little barrel. So this is like,
Yeah, I used to just do it in the driveway on a 55-gallon drum on its side with cutouts in the top with 2 warming trays from a buffet, stainless steel trays.
That's fantastic.
And then once I'd get 40 gallons into one, I would just empty it out into a bucket and then heat it and then finish it off on my turkey fryer.
So it's like but I get the vision of like a distiller, like a moonshiner, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like all right. So when people come to pick up, though, they come here to the property, right?
yeah,
Okay.
we have like a little thing set up in our one barn.
And so, folks, if you do come out here ever, there is a sign, but then you drive and you think, I'm not supposed to be here, because it's their house and their home too. All right, so don't be alarmed if you see that if you're coming to pick stuff up. So, all right, let's take a quick peek.
Sure.
I'll follow you guys. Let's not fall on the ice. Live, that would be entertaining, but not for me. All right.
So here's all the firewood I used to cook down the sap with and make maple syrup. Worked on that for a few months.
Stupid question. That's not maple, is it?
No, most of it's just ash tree.
But is it all
There's some
from your
oak.
property?
Yeah, it's all from the woods behind us.
You just harvest a tree, hey, I need some wood. I'm just going to take a tree. Why not? All right.
We'll go.
Where you want to go? Okay.
We'll just go down into the main ravine here.
Dirty, salty black truck. I just flipped. I've had a white Ford for.
Got that washed yesterday too.
I had a white F-150 for years, and I just flipped to black a month ago, and now I'm like, ugh, the salt.
Yeah, it's hard to keep them clean. We'll take you down to where the main line flows into one of the big folding totes that we use for the sap.
Okay.
We have the fall foliage tour here, so that's what all this is set up.
I see.
We have everything.
Now, as far as the kids, do you involve them in stuff?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, family-owned business, right?
teenager, but he helps me right there.
Oh, I see. Okay.
This is kind of what's left of the Indian sugar camp. We usually set it up when we have tours and stuff that come by. So we have the little Indian teepee that the kids can play in. And,
Oh, nice.
Usually have like signs and stuff up and whatnot.
Okay.
And then this is what we used to.
This is Old Faithful right here.
This is Old Faithful right here. So she's fun.
That's where it all began.
Yep.
Do you ever use it just to do like one, like old fashioned one?
No
You know,
way.
just like hey, I'm gonna take one day today and just turn back the clock and just go back to the barrel.
It's too much work. That's a lot more work doing that.
Oh, I imagine.
So you
So
have the warming pan in the back, and then the.
so this was
pan.
back in '09. You were using this
It's
one?
like 010.
010?
It took us.
And how long?
about a year
How
or
long
so.
before you went from that to what you have now?
We just got that.
That one we've only been using like 2 years.
So you used this guy for 7 years?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. All right, so let's.
So then back here, I just took the pots down, but they used to hang pots, like 3 pots or so, when they used to make syrup. So
Okay.
then they would transfer, same thing like we would do, but they would transfer over an open fire to make syrup, and then.
So we're at the ravine.
Yeah.
This
so
is the ravine.
This wasn't the main ravine here.
Okay.
We usually have big totes right here, so this is the main line that connects the whole ravine together. On this side, we have 2 big totes that this line will go into it, and then we pump from this tote to the sugar house.
So, okay, how do you feed? Where does this line? It goes all the way up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's the main line that goes all the way up the ravine.
And then you just tap into it to pump stuff.
And then we can walk to show you, they're called lateral lines that go out to each maple tree.
Okay.
And those tie into the main line.
Once again, folks, if you are just tuning in, we are live at Ravine's Edge Maple Farm, and they are showing me the ravine. Go back and watch earlier. You could see all the equipment that gets used in this process. But right now, they're showing me where the trees are and how this all works.
So this is the lateral line that ties into the main line, and then it goes out to the big maple trees. So that big tree there is a maple that it's going around.
I see it.
To another one up.
Oh,
the
I
hill
see it up there
further,
too. Oh, look.
and then
Oh, look.
another one.
Okay. There's lines all over the place. Wow. Okay.
So then mid-February, we'll come out here and we'll start tapping these trees and putting the taps in.
So when do you bag all of them, or do you leave them in these lines?
No, these all our trees are all on lines. We do some bags. We do about 100 across the street that will do that, and even just doing 100 is really
Wow.
fun.
So this is like a spider web of maple syrup.
Yeah,
Right.
basically.
Right.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
I would have never thought
You can walk
that.
up a little bit more, you can see.
Well, what's that? Way up there, there's a orange
That's a rope we
thing
have.
in the rope. Is
Yeah,
that something, or?
Well, that's so we
Just
could.
to help you up.
We had a trail for the tour we had here,
I see. Okay.
and people could walk and see all the lines up there.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, that's pretty much it. I mean, we all get the idea and what you have to go through. And there's the dog again.
Yeah.
He just owns this is his world. We're just living in it. All right. So let me flip the camera around. And again, thank you, Dan, for checking me on the visual earlier. But yeah, it was mostly because of the lighting in the tap house. All right. So once again, folks, we're at Ravine's Edge Maple Syrup Farm, okay? And I'm getting confused because there's a Christmas tree place right there,
Oh,
like as I drove by. Okay? All right. So check them out. You can find them on Facebook. That's how I found them. They're on Instagram as well. Do you have a website too?
Mm-hmm.
And a website as well.
Ravine'sEdge.com.
Jolie says maybe that's where the term spiderwick came from. Spiderwick. I get it. Okay. But yeah, so they're actively doing their thing and gearing up for the season. And wish them luck as the spring season approaches. And what's the earliest that we can see your product start showing up?
So we'll start cooking in March. So we usually do the Ohio Maple Madness Tour in March.
There is a Maple Madness Tour.
Yes, there is a Maple Madness Tour.
Where does this occur?
So basically, I'm on the Ohio Maple Board.
Of course, there's an Ohio Maple Board.
I know, right?
Of course.
So we're trying to get all of Ohio, together, and so we'll open the first. Well, every farm is different, but the Ohio Maple Madness Tour is open the first 2 weekends of March.
Okay.
Some farms only do, we only do one weekend. We do the second weekend of March. Some people do both weekends. Some people just do a day. So you just have to check the schedule at the Ohio Maple Association page. But then we open again, and then we'll actually be cooking that time.
Okay.
So then people can come and see the whole process of us cooking. And
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't mind coming back, bring the kids to see it and stuff like
and
that.
then we'll have trails open again, and people
there's
just
stuff
like
for the
coming
kids
and
to do.
hanging out
They
outside.
do crafts and
Okay.
we'll have some.
Well, guys, thank you once again for having me out. I
welcome.
appreciate it. And again, you can find all their resources online, and make sure you look for their syrup coming to you in the spring of 2020. It's weird to even say that number out loud.
I know.
I've got a ton of stuff coming at you this weekend. Most of it is secret, but I'll spill the beans on what I'm going to be doing tonight. I'm going to be live once again with legendary Cleveland Crunch goalie Otto Orff as we discuss the Vulcan futsal team that's going to be starting their season here in the city of Akron. So I'll be live with Otto tonight, and then I got a ton of stuff I'm going to be covering this weekend. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. I appreciate your support, and they do as well. I don't know where I'm going, but there ain't no sense in being late. You two join me and say goodnight, Shirley.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye.